Uttar Pradesh assembly election results show Yogi Adityanath's popularity has gone beyond the core. There are people who aren't aligned with the Hindutva vision and his pan-India popularity as well, Rajdeep.
His pan-India popularity
is
rising.
So whether people sitting in the studio, the Pandits agree or not, he is developing a Yogi constituency which is beyond your core Hindutva constituency.
Yeah, sure, but he is going to have to, I think I agree with Raj, eventually have to flesh out a governance model. You see, whether we say that Mr. Modi was an expert in marketing the so-called Gujarat model, didn't show the flaws, only showed the assets, there was a model that people were seeing almost as aspirational.
No, but he did that.
I don't think the UP model as yet is aspirational.
No, of course not, given how badly off the state is. But see what happened during COVID. He actually administered the state during COVID quite well relative to some of the other states where he moved with speed and purpose. Or take, for example, law and order.
Sure.
Where, I mean, I personally have problems with bulldozers being used on people's property, but people seem to like it. They seem to be clapping for it, and there is that is the reality.
Okay, let's look at this, because I think we are going ahead of ourselves when we say Yogi Adityanath. For now, this is the number to look at. Best suited to be the next Prime Minister of India. 53% are saying Narendra Modi, 9% are saying Rahul Gandhi, Arvind Kejriwal 7%. Let's put this in context. We said at the start, seat share NDA, which is mainly BJP, 286. Coming down, remember they got more than 350 in 2019. So they are down by more than 60 if you look at the bigger picture compared to 2019. But the moment you go to best suited to become Prime Minister, it's 53%, 9%, 7%. So, Rahul, as we become more and more presidential possibly in our elections, this is the factor. When people ask me, but, you know, what explains the BJP victory? Somewhere there is, I call it the cult of Modi, call him Teflon-like, whatever, which is holding on even 9 years into power. And this despite high inflation, unemployment, agrarian issues being real issues
and
on the ground.
And the ineptness of the opposition. If it's Australia versus Zimbabwe, it will always seem as if Australia is a much better team because they're up against Zimbabwe. If it's a more equal contest, they'll find some flaws with the Australian team as well. That is the reality. Let's now come to the role of the Congress as the opposition party. Here, you've got 40% of the respondents in the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll saying the Congress has done a good job. 34% think they've done a bad job. So it's roughly stayed in that 40, 38, 40 kind of range. The Congress poor has actually gone up from 22, 25 to about 34. So the Congress not perceived well. Now again, one thing I don't understand is when this question is asked by pollsters, who's best suited to revive the Congress? Manmohan Singh, our former Prime Minister's name comes in at second at 16%. Now, Rajdeep, try and explain this to me. Does it make any sense at all? Rahul Gandhi at 23, Sachin Pilot, I understand, at 14, Priyanka at 9, but Manmohan at 16.
Let's look those numbers. Rahul Gandhi 23%, Manmohan Singh 16, Sachin Pilot 14%, Priyanka Gandhi 9%. The way I see it is that less than 1 in 4 voters believe that Rahul Gandhi is the man to revive the Congress, and that almost non-Nigerian Manmohan Singh, who's hardly been seen in public life, is at 16%. It shows that there is no one figure that the Congress has been able to build over the last 8 years in opposition, who is seen by a majority, many of them even Congress voters or opposition voters, as the person who can challenge Modi.
But you have to build someone.
So I think these numbers show the serious credibility crisis. There is the Timo factor. There is Modi only, or the Tina factor. There is no alternative. So I think unless someone becomes 40, 45%, at least almost half the voters should say, no, you're the person we want. They haven't found that person.
But something has to happen, right? For example, if someone like a Sachin Pilot had been made Chief Minister of Rajasthan, and if he'd done well over 4-5 years, in that time he could have built a base saying, look at my model of governance, this is why I may be able to do well nationally like Modi did in Gujarat. You have to give somebody an opportunity like Yogi got in Uttar Pradesh. The Congress has failed to do that.
You know, before we go to our guests, we can look at these two numbers linked to it. Non-Gandhi best suited to revive the Congress. Manmohan Singh still 29% because he's been around. He was tried and tested. Look, Rahul Gandhi has not been tried and tested. He didn't even become a minister. Sachin Pilot 20%.
As opposition leader, he's been tried and tested.
Sure. So clearly it's not worked. It's failed, right? Otherwise his numbers would be higher.
No, but he doesn't accept that it's failed. The Congress doesn't accept that
That's his problem. Non-Gandhi is best suited to revive Congress as per Mood of the Nation. Manmohan Singh 29, Sachin Pilot 20, P. Chidambaram 8%. And then the key question, is the Congress better off without the Gandhis? Yes, 52%, no 30%. Now remember, this includes, of course, a number of BJP voters who may well say, give us this answer. But overall, what it shows is that the Congress has not been able to find an answer to its leadership challenge over the last 8 years. As elections become presidential, Rahul, that is going to have to happen. Because unless you find that face as a magnet, as a mascot, as someone who's leading your narrative, it becomes more and more difficult.
Rajchingappa, 52% of the respondents think the Congress is better off without the Gandhis.
Yeah, but when you ask them who should lead the Congress, you have the Gandhis going 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of a thing. So there is there. But I think what's happening because of this reason, what Rajdeep is talking about, you're getting someone like Arvind Kejriwal to virtually take that opposition space and start challenging, Mr. Modi and the BJP. And the rise of Arvind Kejriwal is a phenomenon that one needs to monitor. Though, as I said earlier, he lacks the organization. He has this very common connect, with the middle class that is there. And that kind of thing of, there's not much ideology. It was just pure, a lot of governance that's there. He's not mixing it with the thing. And has a completely leftist approach to a lot of things that's there.
Because
that space that is there,
sure, there is
the
a
left
space.
You see, there's a Congress space and there's a left space. Now, no one has occupied that, and at this time, when you have inflation, when you have, unemployment, this is the area that the left really thrives because they can contrast it with what the BJP is doing, and they're not doing that.
To take your point, the question asked on Mood of the Nation, who is best suited to lead the opposition? Look at it. In MOTN, in January of 2021, that is about 18 months ago, Arvind Kejriwal was at 18%. And in MOTN, January 2022, he dipped to 16, but now he's up to 27%. So Arvind Kejriwal is 27%. Mamata Banerjee, who was at 11% 18 months ago, is up to 20%. And Rahul Gandhi is at 13%. Now, among Congress voters or Congress leaders, Rahul Gandhi still is ahead of anyone else as the choice. But the moment you make it national, Arvind Kejriwal and even a Mamata Banerjee seem to be ahead. So clearly, the non-Congress opposition, Rahul, today is throwing up leaders who many people believe are potentially better suited to become the Prime Minister of the country or to lead the opposition.